Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for being here. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips to level up your style in 2022. How to dress better. If you're new here, my name is Erica Ball. I'm a personal stylist and a wardrobe stylist in Los Angeles, California. So if you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button for new style videos every Thursday. Tip number 1 for how to make your style better and elevate for 2022 is to make sure everything in your wardrobe is practical for your lifestyle. So what this translates as is basically you want to make sure you have what you need for your everyday life. An easy example of this is, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, you have little kids, toddlers, babies. You don't want to have a wardrobe full of really silky dresses or blouses that you need to dry clean. You need something that's casual that you can throw in the wash that you're not going to freak out about if something happens to it. Another easy way to understand whether your clothes are practical for your lifestyle is if you live in a really cold climate, you don't want a bunch of tank tops or sleeveless shirts. You want to focus more on warm weather essentials. Tip number 2, if you've been following me for a while or watched any of my other videos, you have probably heard this before, but it is so important. Elevate your basics. You want to make sure that the things in your wardrobe that you're wearing regularly that easily mix and match are good quality. They're not going to fall apart and you don't need to replace every year. I'm a big believer of quality over quantity when it comes to your wardrobe. I feel that you will have way more options with actually fewer high quality basics and pieces in your wardrobe that easily mix and match with each other. I do have a free guide that I created, which I'll link down in the description box below, that gives you my favorite go-to brands at both budget-friendly versions and also more high-end versions, but for all your elevated basics. And it includes for women, men, and teens. Number 3 to level up is to make sure you're taking care of your clothing. So something easy would be making sure you dry clean those items that need to be dry cleaned. Now, you don't need to have them dry cleaned every time, but every 3rd time or 4th time, depending on how long you wear it and where you're wearing it. You can also get those laundry mesh bags that I recommend for some pieces. I actually put my t-shirts in there, my elevated basic t-shirts. I will put them in the mesh bags. I'll put them in the wash in the gentle cycle, and then I'll hang them to dry on a clothing rack. And this, again, is a great way to take care of your clothes because it makes them last so much longer. It makes the quality just stay so much better. Another way to take care of your clothes is make sure everything is steamed and it's ready to be worn once it's hung in your closet. And also, don't forget about the importance of a good tailor. Even small alterations like lifting a hem on a jean or taking in a blouse can completely bring new life to a piece. Taking care of your clothes will level up your style. Tip number 4 is to do a closet edit. It's a start of a new year. It's a great time to reassess what's hanging in your closet. You want to go through the pieces, make sure everything that's hanging in your closet is something that you wear, that you love wearing, that you feel great in, and that you know how to style. You also want to make sure everything in your closet is visible and accessible. So you don't want things shoved in the back of your closet. You don't want things in drawers that you forget about. You don't want so many sweaters in a stack on a shelf that you never wear the one on the bottom. Instead, you want to focus on having only pieces in your closet that you love and that you know how to wear and that you feel great in. Now, another tip I like to follow and I tell my clients is that if you have a piece of your item that you love, but you don't exactly know how to style it or you're looking for new ways to style it, I feel like Pinterest is a really great way to get some ideas, or Instagram if that's kind of more your platform. But looking for somebody's style that you really like, that has a similar body type to you, that has similar coloring to you, and see how they style a piece. My next tip is make sure you have the foundation of your wardrobe, otherwise known as a capsule wardrobe. Now, if you're not familiar with capsule wardrobe or you're not sure where to start, I do have an article that I've written that really goes through what it is, why it's great to have, and also offers some pieces that I recommend to fill those gaps in your closet at every price point. So I will link to that article down in the description box below so you guys can read that later on and get some more information on a capsule wardrobe. But in general, a capsule wardrobe is the foundational pieces in your wardrobe. They're the pieces that easily mix and match with each other. They're elevated basics. They're typically in solid colors and neutrals. Again, to go with that, everything easily matches with each other. And it really builds a foundation to never have to deal with any stress when you're getting dressed, because everything you need, no matter what the occasion, is in your closet. Tip number 6 for how to make your style better in 2022 is to stop spending your money on fast fashion. So again, if this is a term you haven't heard before, fast fashion is basically low quality pieces, low cost, kind of focuses more on trends, and there's just mass quantity produced. You wear the items, you only get a few uses out of them because they fall apart, and then you throw them away and get rid of them. So it's basically, in my opinion, it's like throwing your money away. These pieces will last for, a couple wears, they'll last for a trend, usually they're trend pieces. So again, you want to switch your mindset to more of quality over quantity. It's not going to be helpful if you have drawers and drawers full of clothes, if your closet is stuffed with so many clothes hanging. That's not really helpful. It's not going to help you get dressed. And unless you love every single piece and it's of great quality in your closet and in your drawers, it's actually not going to be easier for you to get dressed. So I highly recommend avoiding fast fashion. It's also not great for the environment because, again, it's just that consumption that then these clothes have to go somewhere, and there's not really anywhere for them to go except landfills. So it's also an environmental problem, as well as for the longevity of your clothes and feeling great. I've walked into numerous closets where people have so many items of fast fashion, and I'm not going to name some of the brands, but think about kind of a lot of the generic chain stores that are in every mall. But those are kind of your typical fast fashion. You can get a dress for $15 and you think it's a great deal, but you can wear it once and then the threads are falling apart. So it doesn't really benefit you long term. Those closets that I walked into where people have so many items, they're not wearing 70% of those items. And the other 30%, maybe they actually really feel great in 5% of those. So it's my experience and my expertise. And what I recommend to you is to focus on getting those really good quality pieces, having less, because less in this case is really more. And the last tip to level up your style in 2022 is the 7-second rule. Now, the 7-second rule applies to when you're out shopping or if you've done some online shopping and you're trying items on. It's basically when you put an item on your body. In those first 7 seconds, you know whether or not you love that item. Try to avoid anybody else's opinions in those 7 seconds and just really take in how you feel in that item. Those first 7 seconds will tell you whether or not you feel great in an item. And if you don't love it in those first 7 seconds, you shouldn't have to convince yourself whether or not this is a great piece to add to your wardrobe. Sometimes if we're missing things in our wardrobe or we feel like we have a hard time getting dressed, we feel like, oh, if we just get more pieces in, it'll actually help us get dressed. But it actually doesn't unless those pieces are high quality and things that we actually love. And that's the end of today's How to Style video. Go ahead and click that like button if one of these tips was helpful for you. And I'd love to hear if you have other tips or other things you want to see from me in my videos. Please comment down below. I'm always looking to connect with you guys. I'm always looking for how I can support you in your wardrobe and in your personal style journey. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed, think about subscribing for new videos every Thursday. Hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you soon.